Wisdom says I'm nothing, but love says that I'm everything. And it's between those two that my life unfolds.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is as you're practicing today. Thank you for joining me for this week's Foundational Yoga Pose series. Our pose today will be Malasana, known as Garland pose, or also commonly referred to as Yogi squat. The Sanskrit name for Malasana breaks down into Mala and Asana. Mala are the Buddhist equivalent of a rosary, so the word mala can be garland or rosary. You would count the beads as you go over hymns, chants, mantras. Also, the pose symbolizes, as you're coming down into your squat, the way your arms are wrapped around. It's like you have a rosary around your body. The word asana meaning posture or seat, and today we will literally be taking a seat. I would recommend having a block, a rock, books, to help you come into the full extent of your posture. And with that, we will get started in Virasana, Hero's Pose. So coming into Virasana, we're going to have our feet tucked underneath, sitting back on our heels. If that's too much, you can use your block. Place that under your butt. Come into a seat. You can come up, there's 2 blocks if you can come up a little higher. We'll just take a moment to get in tune with our breath, our bodies. If our minds are overwhelmed, thoughts of the day, experiences, interactions, communications, observing, not attaching to the thoughts, letting them be. We focus our mind and hone in into our breath. Bringing into our bellies, our groin, feeling our diaphragm into the sides of our rib cage, into our back bodies, keeping a tall spine. Breath lifts our head towards the sky and ceiling. Gripping our jaws, letting our shoulders feel free. Thank yourself for showing up today, rolling out the mat, creating space for yourself. From here, remove your block if needed. Come back into butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Come onto your seats. And go ahead and plant firmly into your butt, bringing your feet in, letting the outer edges of your feet connect. Your feet can come in as close as it feels comfortable. You can let them have a bit further away. Here we're just gonna let our feet open, letting our knees drop out towards the edges of our mat, towards the ground. You should feel this in your inner groin, inner thigh. From here you can start to bend forward, keeping a tall spine as we drop. lifting out. And back up. You can bounce your knees a little bit if needed. Just start to loosen up. Coming back into stillness. Lifting forward. Don't drop all the way to the ground just quite yet. And reaching out, keeping a tall spine. Stretching into the hips. Coming back up. And bounce if needed. And one more time, I'm going to lift forward. And this time, dropping all the way down. Lifting back up. Go ahead and meet me on your back. From here, we're going to hug our knees into our chest. And give yourself a tight hug. Bringing the feet up to the sky, we're going to come in a feet baby pose. So grabbing the outside edges of your feet. Elbows tucked into your knees. And here, we're using our arms to pull our feet down towards us. So everyone can be slightly lifted. Try to keep your shoulder blades pointed up. Pulling our knees towards the outsides of our rib cage. Getting up further into our hips. Go ahead and plant your left foot onto the ground. Now raise your right foot to the sky. Go ahead and wrap your hands around the back side of your thigh. Make sure not to have the cradle on the back of your knee. But bring that down. Your foot is flexing towards the sky as if we were walking on the clouds. And we're going to, using our hamstring and our leg, push away. Don't let our hands break free, but we're using our leg to strengthen through, pushing our hands out. 3, 2, 1. And then pulling our leg towards us. So still here we are keeping engagement in this leg, flexing the foot, straight up towards the sky, pulling our thigh closest to our bellies as we can. You can bring your hands up if that's helpful. If you can't quite reach your leg, you can use a strap. Wrap that around the back of your thigh. I'm going to go for 2 more rounds. Taking an inhale, using our thigh to push away. Keeping engagement, using your core, your hips. Back your thigh pushing into your hands. Releasing. Pulling your leg closer to you. Inhaling. Exhaling. Find the time to push with our thighs into our hands. As we brace, we're still breathing. And releasing, pulling the leg into the torso. You can release your hands, dropping the right foot down to the ground. Go ahead and windshield wipe your knees side to side. Shake those hips out. Loosen your lower back. And we'll go ahead and switch legs. Switching across your fingers, so whatever hand feels a little more awkward. Index fingers and hands interlaced, opposite to what you had before. Grabbing again the back of our thigh, neither our knee. You can even grab up, but for the first engagement part, I would grab a bit lower on your side. Planting your right foot firmly into the ground. We're going to push away using our core and our thigh. Pushing 3, 2, 1. Pulling your thigh into your body. Down 2. Flexing through your foot. Using our thigh to push our hands away into our hands. 3, 2, 1. Releasing from your thigh and your belly. Round, flexing through your foot, pushing with your thigh, away from your body. 3, 2, 1, releasing. Dropping that left foot to the ground and go ahead and windshield wipe over side to side again. From here, I'm going to go ahead and just do some simple leg lifts. So if this is too much for you, you can tuck your hands under your glutes. Give your hips a little raise off the ground. We're engaging our cores. Head tilted back, firmly on the ground. Go ahead and lift your feet back towards the ground. We're going to fiber into this. If you need a little more challenge, you bring your hands out. Pull over your head. 3, 2, 1. Keeping our hands and our feet flexing. Mainly, we're flexing through our legs, keeping the engagement here. And then we'll go ahead and pull the rope. So tailbone tucked on the ground. Shoulders still firmly planted. In this beginning posture, we're going to reach opposite hands towards our feet, lifting the shoulder blade of the hand that comes up. Opposite shoulder blade lifting, opposite hand, knee flexed, bracing your core. And you drop your legs back down to the ground. Go ahead and meet me in a tabletop position. From here, you can have your hands down on the ground. I'm gonna bring your left leg forward, coming into a low lunge. Back foot can be tucked, you can be up on your toes. If needed, you can have your blocks. Have one here, one here. We're just coming into a low lunge. Stretching into this right side hip. Lifting our hands towards the sky, if that's within your practice today. Dropping our hands back down. Go and switch feet. Our left foot and knee back, foot planted or tucked. Right foot forward, planting firmly. Feet are in line with our hips. We're not too close. We're not too wide, but straight in line with our hips. Again, you can use your blocks if needed. On your fingertips. Heart shining towards the sky, towards the ceiling, opening into our left side hip. Lifting our hands. Placing our hands back down on the ground, stepping back into plank pose. Be on your knees if needed. Lowering slowly, chaturanga onto our bellies. From here, I'm gonna bring our hands back, planted onto the ground, feet flat against the ground as well. I'm gonna go ahead and lift our feet off the ground, lift our hands, stretching, tucking our shoulder blades together, coming back to the ground. Lifting, inhale, exhale, release, lifting, release, lifting, release. As we lift, we're flexing back to our feet. Hands are pulling back towards your feet as well, as if you could touch your feet. We're not coming into a bow pose. Release. Go ahead and bring your hands forward, coming into a Sphinx pose. So your feet are still engaging back, heart shining through, hands planted firmly, skin on your forearms as if it's dragging back, letting your chest rise forward. not tucked too far back. You want the top of your crown directly up towards the sky. Releasing. Feet still behind you, bringing our hands forward. Now we're going to do some swims. So we're going to raise opposite foot and opposite hand. So beginning with our left foot, we're raising our left foot, right hand up, dropping, right foot, left hand, dropping, left foot, right hand, dropping, right foot, left hand, dropping, left foot, right hand, dropping, right foot, left hand, dropping. We're not holding our breath. Left foot, right hand, dropping, right foot, left hand, dropping. From here we can pick up the pace if wanted, or just continue with the deliberate slow movements for 30 more seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding and release. From here, come onto your hands and knees. We're going to do some bird dogs, similar to our swimming we were just doing. Opposite foot, opposite hand. Bringing our left foot back, right hand forward. Extending forward with the right arm. Keeping space between your shoulder, your neck, your ear. Bringing left knee forward and tucking in with the right arm. We're rounding our back, reaching out. Foot is engaged, flexing back. Tucking in, using your core. Feeling the fire. Transformation. Also, doing what you can today. There is a bit of core involved in today's practice, if you hadn't noticed. Dropping your foot and hand, taking a moment. And from here we're gonna, it's as if we're bringing our hip towards our shoulder. So, letting our butt flex into the side, still keeping a straight back, and we're tucking our shoulder towards our rear and looking over that shoulder to the left, back to center, planting hands planted firmly, feet flat against the ground, not tucked. Switching sides, looking over our right shoulder, glute towards shoulder, shoulder towards glute. Turning to center, switching sides for our bird dog tucks, flying dog. That's what I've also heard that called. This called. Knees planted, hips width apart, creating a stable base. Right hand will remain firmly planted, reaching our right foot back, foot flexed, engaging through your hamstring and your quad. Bicep, tricep, left arm forward, space between your fingers, tucking in, curling your back, using your core, engaging outward. You want a flat plane as you can, so we're not trying to drop anything too much, and we're not bringing it up too high. You want it flat, Bringing, tucking, extending, tucking, extending, tucking, extending, returning our hands and feet to the ground. Here, coming into a plank pose. Knees can be on the ground if needed. Elbows into your rib cage. Bring your body forward. Coming up into a cobra. You can do a baby cobra if we're not quite there yet. We'll come up into an upward dog. Using your core, lifting back into the downward dog. First downward dog of the day. We practice maybe. Walk your dog out, taking turns, flexing the heels towards the ground. Wiggle your hips side to side. Just stay in static pose. Biceps are in line with our ears. Hands as if we're opening jars outwards. Outside edges of our shoulder blades are rolling underneath. Hips apex towards the sky. Feet reaching towards behind you, towards the ground. Slowly stepping forward, getting at the top of your mat in a forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Lifting towards the sky. Hands to our heart, Tadasana. Taking a moment to catch up with our breath, our bodies. We've put in a lot of work so far. Let's be graceful with yourself. This is too challenging. You've made it this far. Remind yourself. The hardest part was showing up today. And you've done that. So from here, do what you can. With grace and gratitude. Be lighthearted. Hands dropping towards the sides. Full mountain pose. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and come back into a crescent lunge. So feet will be, or your hips will be in alignment, facing forward. Feet, hips with distance. Keeping your right foot forward. Knee is tracking directly in line with your feet, but you're still able to see your big toes. Your back left heel comes back as far back as comfortable. You can have a slight bend in this knee. You can have your legs straight. We're not hyperextending though. As much as also comfortable, you are perched up on those toes. Heel is towards the sky. Hips are in alignment. We're not opening up. Planting firmly around each side of the forward foot. From there, lifting our hands towards the sky, crescent lunge. Taking that back heel, letting that spin inwards. Back edge of your foot, parallel with the back edge of your mat. Still flexing into that front forward leg, keeping a deep bend. Hands reaching away from each other as if we're pushing out the walls, pushing out these boundaries. know you're probably feeling a burn in that hamstring, that quad. Feel into it. Breathe. Straightening that leg. Go ahead and step your right foot in. So the feet are both facing this way now. And we move forward fold. All the words are escaping me today. It is hot. And it was leg day at the gym this morning. My legs are saying, what are we doing? Here you can have your hands wrapped around your ankles. Your hands can be on the ground. We're releasing into our back as if we're reaching our head towards the ground. Letting the tension waterfall out the tops of our heads. Still being present with our breath, no intentions. Then halfway lift. Now we will come on to Skandasana. Also a side lunge onto our left side. You can, so you bring your right foot facing away. Left leg is the leg we're bending into. You stay high. Lifting that right foot if that feels okay. If this is where you are today, just sit here. If you feel comfortable, you can crouch more into that left side leg. This left side, this heel can also be lifted off the ground if that's way too much hip flexion or ankle flexion. If you're coming all the way down, we still want to keep a very straight spine. Coming back up, turning back towards the tops of our mat into a crescent lunge. Right leg forward, left foot still back. Hands lifted towards the sky. Dropping our hands, coming into a vinyasa. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing. Walk to the top of your mat or hop. If you're taking a hop, you're going to bend into your knees. Hands are still planted. Reaching your glutes back. Bend into your knees. Hop. And if you meet me in a forward fold, if you walked towards the top of your mat, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling. Vertebrae. Slowly unroll. Inhaling, hands toward the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart. Lowering your hands into Tadasana. Into our second side. You can start with your hands on your hips. If you have to walk back slowly, that's all right. If you're stepping back, you're first planting into this left side. Stable foundation. Bending into your knee. Reaching back. Hips equal with each other, but facing forward. Bending into a right quad. Then you can have a micro bend in this knee that's reaching back. Once we're stable in our lower body and our foundation, lifting our hands towards the sky. Crescent lunge. Keeping the drishti anytime we're in a balancing position. Drishti is just your firm point of focus, but keeping the peripheral in your presence, in your attention. Coming into warrior two. Back foot, outer edge of your right back foot is parallel with your mat, still bending into that front left thigh, but to where you can see your toes. Just track straight out from your body, hands reaching outwards away from you. Focus is looking over that middle finger. Present. Fierce here. Straightening that leg, rotating your left foot inward. Slight back bend if that feels okay. Forward, wide leg, forward fold. Halfway lift. And we're coming into Skandasana. Now on the right side, so again, this front foot can stay grounded. We're lifting that foot, bending onto our knee, staying high if that's in the high Skandasana, if that's where you're at today. Hands can stay at your heart. We're coming down into a full Skandasana, lifting that right heel if that is needed. Hands can stay at your heart, hands can be on the ground. If you're there, you can come into a full bind. Making sure that our left side chest is lifting towards the sky while trying to maintain a tall spine. Coming back to the front of our mats into a crescent lunge, hands towards the sky. Full inhale. Exhale into a vinyasa, hands planting. Stepping back into plank. Elbows tucked against your ribs. Cobra, upward dog. Reaching back. Downward dog. Step or hop towards the front of your mat. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and forward fold. Coming into our chair pose from last week. Heat, yes, heat. Feet can be hips width apart. You can bring your toes together. Heels still have separation if you're bringing your feet in together. Our weight is over the centers of our feet, so we're not coming so far that our toes are vicing into the ground, but that your weight is more kicked back, as if you could lift your toes. Standing up from here, raising on to our toes, tippy-toeing up, keeping balance, back into our chair pose, standing tall, calf raising onto our tiptoes, back into chair, up on the tiptoes. Hands can reach towards the sky if you're looking for more balance. Keep your hands here or drop back into chair pose. Chair pose. One more round. Back into our chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Standing up, go ahead and come into goddess. Feet are at an angle on each side, quite parallel with each other. Toes pointing towards the corners of your mats, heels in, dropping into our seat. Heels firmly planted, not too much weight into our toes. Knees are tracking in alignment with our feet. Interlace your fingers, bring them above your head if you're choosing this. We're sitting down more. Lifting up. Coming back into our goddess. Lifting up. Squeezing your glutes as you raise. Not putting too much pressure into your lower back. Keeping a tall spine. Your hands can drop if needed. Hands can come to heart. Hands can be on your knees. This is where you're at today. Be here. As we practice consistency with time, we open deeper into these poses, and it's not about the depths that we obtain. Sorry, got a fly or something on my headphone. It's about those little degrees of ourself that we find and we meet along the way. Standing all the way up, coming back into goddess one more time. It's about the versions of ourselves that we let go. We find who we are deeper on the inside. Straightening our legs. Now coming into our Malasana. So our Yogi squats. Skin, grab your block if you need. Be on whatever height. Your feet are going to be facing outwards towards the edges of your mat. Heels in. You can bring your elbows to your knees if needed. Just come down. Legs are probably feeling it. You should be pretty open by now. Starting off, if you could just come parallel, that is fantastic. if we're planting our weight, our elbows against our knees, we're just working on trying to hold this position, keeping a braced, steady core, glutes into a seat. From here, we start to lower down into a full Malasana, Yogi squat. If you're coming all the way down, wonderful. If you're just in a little bit of a squat, wonderful. You can always use your block here. Have under your glutes, seat, but just the same concept of if you had your elbows against your knees, you're not full bearing your weight there. You want your legs doing the work. So if we're in this block, we're trying to lift just a little bit. You can come lower. If your issue isn't in your hips and the strength of your quads and your hamstrings, but your ankles, you can be a little more tiptoed. If we're in the full squat, tall spine, head lifted towards the sky, elbows are pushing into our knees are pushing into our elbows, helping create a good barrier within our bellies, strong core. In a lot of cultures, this is a very normal position. Helps build core strength, leg strength, ankle mobility, hip mobility, flexibility in these areas. It's wonderful for digestion. Can become a very meditative posture. One of the beauties of yoga is all these modalities of strength, mobility, flexibility, they are weaved throughout the practice, fruitioning to the best of all. Three of them. Slowly lifting up. Coming back in your breath. Breathing. Keeping your focus with that breath. Not succumbing to the doubts. Appreciating the fact that you've made it here. It's quite a fiery practice, so I commend you for that. I don't plan these ahead of time, just kind of go with what I'm feeling. I pick a pose and then take it from there. Proud of you. Standing in our Tadasana, lifting our hands towards the sky. Inhale, planting our hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, back to our forward fold. Knees can be bent, stepping back into a plank. Holding our plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering slowly. Untucking our feet. Coming back into the Sphinx pose. Reversing a lot of the stabilization we've been doing in our core and our backs. Then forearms are peeling back as your heart shines through. Here you can drop your head if that becomes too much. Boots are tucked, feet are reaching back. Lowering your arms, and go ahead and meet me on your back. And here we'll take a spinal twist. You can either have both knees in, keeping one foot extended, bringing your right knee in towards your body. Giving the right knee a hug. We're wrapping, twisting towards our left, that right knee over your body. If you're coming into this forward twist, keeping both shoulder blades planted towards the ground as much as possible. Releasing into that lower back. Left hand can be on top of your thigh. The right hand can remain on your hip. You can reach that arm out. Gaze can be towards the side you're twisting, pointing towards the sky. You're twisting opposite direction of you. Out of that twist, your right legs back into your bodies, giving that a hug. Switching sides, extending our right leg, hugging in our left knee. Bringing our hips to our left a little bit, twisting, bringing that leg over the right side. Twist. To a happy baby. We'll start with the class. Hands are grabbing the outside edges of our feet. Do some rolls back and forth as that feels good. Extend any wiggles. Using our hands to pull our knees towards the sides of our ribs, lifting up the ribs. Restart. Finding poses that might suit you in your practice today. Otherwise, bring your feet feet and your hands drop out towards the edges of the mat into Shavasana. Letting go of our breath and thoughts. Attention to your body. Egos. Attachments. And emotions. Shavasana. Close our practice. This presence is an intention. Control life, you can control how we react to it. You can control wins, failures, losses, achievements, to many degrees. You can't control circumstance. Control where our attention goes. The usefulness of that intention is like a flower. That intention that we operate serves our lives. Serves those around us, those we love, the ones we struggle with. We are capable of being happy despite the obstacles, despite the struggles, despite trauma. We are doing good. Taking a deep breath into our full body, bringing our consciousness back from the edges, moving into the fingers, moving into toes, ribs stretch, keeping the eyes open, and if you roll onto one side of the mat, find your way back into a seat. Be proud of yourself. You have made it so far. You're not who you were a year ago. You're not who you are yesterday. You are who you are choosing to be right now. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Namaste.